On the topic of trading education, I'd like to welcome up from Evest, Elhassan, who's going to come up and speak to us this morning. If we'd like to give him a nice round of applause and to welcome him up to the stage.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to welcome all of you on behalf of Evest, the leading CFDs trading providers. We are glad to be here with you today for the Forex Expo. We are in booth 23 and 36. We would like to welcome you in our booth and to meet you face to face. Of course, we are very glad to be here today under this circumstances that been during the last 2 years with this Corona and COVID-19, which prohibited us from meeting you. But finally, we are moving again, and hopefully soon we will remove the masks and we will be able to see you face to face, really, without the masks. Today, we are going to speak about blockchain. How many of you actually have an idea about blockchain and how it works and where did it start from? Anyone have an idea when did blockchain started? No one. Actually, blockchain is a totally new innovation. It came as a revolutionary innovation through a white paper written by someone anonymous back in 2009. His name is Satoshi Nakamoto. This guy is anonymous. No one knows who is he. There was many rumors that people knew who is Satoshi, but unfortunately, till now, no one knows who is this Satoshi. There is a lot of talks that he is someone from Japan. Some people say that he's from the US, but using some kind of Japanese name. Some people go for conspiracy theory and says that it's like a group of companies that invented this thing. But the most important thing that we look for is the use of blockchain. How important is blockchain and how blockchain changed the new technology in fintech in many fields and how it affected us. Some people connect blockchain with cryptocurrencies only. That's not the only use of blockchain. Blockchain is much wider than just using it with Bitcoin or other currencies. It's like a technology that can be considered as the future technology of this century. We got a lot of miles in using blockchain in different industries, not only as cryptocurrencies. And today we will speak about more details about how the use of blockchain can change the future of the world in the coming years. And it already changed it. Now we go. Okay. Now, the blockchain actually, the main thing about blockchain is that it is decentralized way, digitalized way of a public ledger. You know, the ledger, it's something that is used to take all the records and transactions in one place. In blockchain, it goes as decentralized. Normally, everything go to centralized place. Like the current exchanges, it all goes to one centralized place. Like here in Dubai, it goes to DFM, the Dubai Financial Market, and all transactions is done through a centralized place. In blockchain, it's a decentralized, so there is no one can manipulate or control the transaction other than the digitalized world, which will do the process. So all cryptocurrencies transactions goes through this blockchain. How it goes, how it works, it gives us several things that gives it the idea that it's a perfect thing for the world. The first thing that it gives us transparency. As you see, no one can see what you do. No one can control what you do. No one can breach your privacy or know your data, okay? And at the same time, no one actually can change the amounts or things, so it's fully transparent, it's fully consistent, and the last thing which made it real important, and it gave us something that we lost for the whole time, which is trust. Which one of you trusts the banks here? Anyone trust the banks? All of you trust them? No one trusts the banks, okay? But now you can trust blockchain. Why? No breach of your privacy, no breach of your transaction. You can fully be anonymous, okay? Just the one that receives it, okay, will take it through a hash that will help you to proceed. Now, potentials and potential benefits of blockchain, that the first thing that it reduces error. There is no space for human errors as other technologies. It also reduces capital consumption. If we consider how much we pay for different human resources, different things in order to process one transaction in the banking system, we will see that it's a big amount of saving time and capital for institutions to use blockchain, and this is why many institutions have started to move toward using blockchain. Well, now 70% will be a reduction in consumption of capital when companies move to blockchain industry technology. Also the efficiency. We have like much faster efficiency, up to 40% of efficiency we can get through using the industry. And the last thing, improvement of customer experience. And this was very clear with all the companies that switched to the use of blockchain in their business. Okay, how does it work? Actually, the first thing that, let's consider that we have two persons, person A and person B. Person A wants to send money to person B. This guy will go through the blockchain, this transaction will go through the blockchain. It goes to what we call a block. This block, in order to be verified and get approved, okay, it goes to different, okay, BCs. It's something that uses a logarithmic way of solving a logarithmic, paradox, something like this, which takes a lot of power and a lot of effort to be solved. It's not done by person, it's actually done by machines, okay? So that's how mining happens. So if you have such a machine, the blockchain will be sending you the transaction, and your BC will be processing this transaction, okay? The hash that you receive, okay, will be processed through this BC that you have till you solve it. It goes to several blocks. It goes to several BCs till it is solved. Once the transaction is solved, then we go for the third phase where the transaction gets validated through your computer. Then a new block goes around. That's why we say it's a blockchain, that each time there is a new block is done, and it's recorded in a ledger, what is called a ledger, and a public ledger. It's public, everyone can see it, but no one can see what's inside it. And the last thing, the money goes to B directly without no one in the middle, okay, a human in the middle. Actually, it's totally done by computers and by paradoxes. Now, how will blockchain affected the world and impacted the world? In 2030, it is expected that we will reach around 224 billion of circulated cryptocurrencies in the world. In 2021, in the United States, there was 2.9 billion, and in China, there was 1.7, and all of these statistics comes from BWC. As you can see, in 2021, okay, compared to 2030, we are looking for a big spike for 9 years in using the blockchain technology and using on cryptocurrencies. As you can see, at the first we had only Bitcoin. Now we have thousands of other cryptocurrencies. A lot of companies actually moved to use cryptocurrencies, including the Forex companies who started actually accepting payments through cryptocurrencies. It became the easiest way to transfer money from one to another one with low cost and very helpful for the industry and other industries. Now, let's move this. Okay. Now, there are 4 key areas for blockchain to be used. The first area, as we can see, is tracking and tracing the products and services. During the COVID-19, there was a lot of problems in the supply chains. Now, in using the blockchain actually gave some good news for the suppliers, where they could it could help them in the delivery of their products through tracking and tracing their products on the way to their place. It has the largest economic potential. Actually, it reached around 962. Also, payments and financial services, which is also a big amount and very important, where a lot of digital currencies and we're supporting the financial institution across the world, and it gave us a good way of transferring money from one to another one. That's why the remittance payments reached around 433 billion using the blockchain technology, and we know that many of the big remittance companies started actually moving toward the blockchain technology, as it reduced the cost on the company and on the client himself. Also, in identity management, and this part we will speak about it in more details in the next slides, but for now it gives personal ID and professional credentials and certificates to help corrupt frauds and identity thieves, which is a real important thing that we've been facing during the last 2 decades, where there was a lot of identity thieves while using the internet. Using the blockchain can reduce such identity thefts and the fraud thing that happens due to this thing. Also, contracts and dispute resolution, which is very important, that we all have disputes and we need it to be resolved. It gave a very fast way of processing such disputes. Also, for people who are looking for loyalty programs, it gives them a good chance to use the blockchain in order to collect the data of the transactions of their clients and to reward these clients in according to their data, to their process, sorry, to their, okay. Now, how does blockchain work? We can just do a little comparison. If we look at the normal banks and traditional banks way, who previously used papers. I was a banker back in 1998. I was a banker. We used to use papers, and it was like taking forever to finalize a small transaction. Then it was the big innovation with introducing the fintech and the programs that reduced the effort that we used the computers. But it was still very long time. Now, we can process it through blockchain within a few seconds or a few days, instead of like month or 2 months in order to process 1 or 2 things. Also, If we look at the credit prediction and credit scoring markets, if someone works in the financial institution he will know that this predictions took us forever. Now with blockchain technology, we can easily go through these and go make our analysis and prediction much faster than previously used. Also, the collateral of assets, it's much easier in doing it and so on. So let's move, because we don't want to take longer time. Oops. Okay. Now, if we talk about the potentials, okay? Now, we have around 2.9 billion users of Facebook, okay? It's the biggest social network in the world. Those people are unaware that the ease of using, or in which their personal data, and this was very clear lately, and a lot of people were talking about how really social media, social channels and social platforms were using our data to sell it for other people. So how many of you received like cold calls from anonymous numbers or something like this? Everyone, okay? Have you ever thought, where did they get your data from? They could get it from Facebook, your Facebook account, from your Twitter account. Actually, you could like simply sign in a website, and suddenly your data is with everyone. So everyone will start calling you, and that's when you have to change your number in order to escape of these things. And most of them are frauds, by the way. So another thing that everyone can use the internet. Everyone can just through a small Trojan in your computer, and he can collect your data. So without these things, okay, if they couldn't reach your data, if something stops them from reaching your data, then every company will try to go the direct way, the right way, and to try to connect directly to their client instead of like buying leads from other places, buying things. Like here, it's the simple thing of someone who could just simply like try to buy the names of the people who attended this seminar. While the most important thing that if you meet me face to face, I will take your data, only me. It won't be a distributed data to everyone. So you will not receive any cold calls, and you will receive calls from me only. So everyone will be focusing on doing the business the right way instead of the theft of things. Okay. Now, okay, it goes here. Yeah, sorry. So the potentials, if we go for blockchain, okay, it will give us a good help in create platforms where everyone gets like compensated for fairly for their contribution. That you can be compensated fairly, okay, instead of being. Can I get it in the middle, please, instead of going there? Yeah, thanks. Okay. Also, it allows us to decide the type of content and ads that we can watch. How many of you watches ads that they don't like it? I'm one of these people, by the way. And I'm trying to block ads. When I block ads, it stops other things from me. Now, I have the right to choose the ads that I want to watch. Okay? It's about your privacy. It's about your taste. It's about everything that you want. You don't want someone else to control your life. This is why blockchain is important, because blockchain will hide all of these things. Now, let's say that you are using Facebook. Now you do a search about a word or something like this, and suddenly, boom, all the way, okay, when you are browsing your wall in Facebook, you will find ads about this word. this means that they know what you are looking for, and they even could know what you are thinking about, because they are using like paradoxes of collecting the whole data and can expect what you are going to think about later. But using blockchain, all of these data is not given to them, and it's anonymous and no one can use it. It guarantees that no one will be tampered with the original data. Okay. Overcoming the challenges in the ad serve industry. Now, a lot of people will think that how can blockchain help in the ad industry? Okay, so we will run very fast. Okay. The Brave browser. How many people of you tried the Brave browser? Actually, Brave negatively blocks ads and trackers when you are browsing the web. This will help you in keeping your data away from being stolen. That's why Brave browser, okay, will be helping you in getting rid of all unnecessary ads that really pops up in your face. In exchange, users can optimize to turn on ads, okay, where publisher can award basics. So when you are watching the ads, you will be awarded things. It's the first time that you will be awarded for watching ads instead of being like manipulated while you are browsing. Every time that you will be unhappy to get ads popping up while you are browsing something. Now, with Brave browser, you will be able to benefit from watching these ads. Why? Because the system used, which is called basic attention token, which is like takes the symbol bats. Okay, these bats will give you a reward on what you will watch. It gives the company, you know, the digital currency which exists on the top of Ethereum and blockchain is the thing that is used in giving you the reward. Users can also choose to send bats, which is like also a currency, okay, to the creators in order to make something. How many of you are creators here? Anyone have being a content creator in the internet? No one. Okay, so for me, sometimes I create my own content, and I would like to be rewarded for this content when I publish it on the internet. A lot of us really goes to social media and just write our things, okay, and unfortunately we get nothing. But creators actually can be rewarded for this thing. So using this system, okay, and the bat, you can get money out of your creation. Actually, like we have, how long do we have? 1 minute? Okay, the 1 minute will not be enough, but the most important thing that user can be rewarded, publisher can be benefit, and advertisers can get a higher ROI using this system. Unfortunately, we had not enough time for going longer, but I would like to welcome all of you to visit us in our booth. Thank you again on behalf of myself, Elhassan Bakr, and on behalf of Evest. We would like to welcome you in booth 23 and 36 today, and thanks for the organizers. Thanks, Emma.